around us, the ferocity of the winds, the sheer utter hopelessness and helplessness that one may see around would make us not want to like the name Matthew. Certainly, no new babies will be named Matthew.
I was an apostle of our Lord. One of the 12.
You're giving me my speech here. But the name Matthew used to be a good name. And people got it from the Bible.
Taxes.
But Matthew, in the time of our Lord, he was considered a publican. The publicans were hated by the Jews.
What? Tax collectors.
The Romans
Use them.
ruled the world, but they hired these Jews to collect taxes from their own people, which made them hated. Often they collected far more money than should be collected.
Happens today.
You remember when Christ was walking on this earth?
No.
And Zacchaeus was up in the tree, he was a tax
What you
collector.
at? Remember?
And when the Lord finished dealing with him, he said, I will remunerate them 4 times. That indicates the amount of money he had taken from them beyond what he needed to.
100.
And so Matthew the publican was one side of Matthew. But there was another side of Matthew. The Lord called this same publican and made him one of the 12. And he went on to write one of the greatest books in the Bible, albeit a previous speaker quoted a text from this same Matthew. And this Matthew became a great author.
Then there was a weather system.
Everybody giving away my speech. Why are they giving away my speech?
I don't know. Tax collector.
All right.
They want to be you.
A storm came through
Yes.
called Matthew. Wreaked havoc and damage in the Bahamas. It is for you to determine tonight whether this Matthew was the hated publican or whether Matthew was the disciple and the author, one of the 12 of our Lord.
He was just a Republican.
It is my intention tonight to seek to prove to you that Matthew, the hurricane, was one of the 12. A good man sent by the Lord. In other words, there were some good things about Matthew in the face of all the negative things that you hear. Prior to Matthew, the hurricane coming, there were some things going in the Bahamas. In fact, you could consider what was going on in the Bahamas as a hurricane of drought, a hurricane of doubt, a hurricane of unemployment, a hurricane of difficult to get loans, a hurricane of declining tourist products, a hurricane where the president of the construction association said less than 20% of the industry was engaged. A hurricane of high light bills, a hurricane of frequent power outages, paying high insurance premiums over and over, not wondering when you will claim, thinking, why am I paying this? This was the situation prior to Hurricane Matthew. The storm came. The storm came. Matthew came and wreaked havoc, decimated communities like South Nassau, South Andros, Grand Bahama. People's light still off.
Yeah.
2 weeks later, still power outages.
Yeah.
People complaining and complaining, seemingly bad.
Yeah.
People have great heroic stories. People like to brag about they still don't have light. They still don't have water.
No.
People want to talk about what Matthew has done, what Matthew is doing, what Matthew did to us, what what BPL did not do, how the Prime Minister looked. People want you to stay in that mode.
Don't need much shade.
People want you to hate Matthew. People want you to look at Matthew as a publican. They hate it. Tonight, I point you to the beauty of Matthew, the hurricane that came here in the Bahamas. Matthew, I dare say, changed and drove and is now currently driving the economy of the Bahamas. The economy of the Bahamas is beginning to boom as a result of Matthew. As a personal presenter, normally I do retirement presentations for different groups. People who have been calling on me for 5 or 6 years have been calling on me in the last 2 or 3 days. They need to get stuff done. All sorts of things are happening in the economy. Now let's understand the economy. Economics, the study of economics is the allocation of scarce resources. In other words, you have $200 worth of bills and you make $100. How do you allocate these bills? Every car you see driving up and down in the road each morning, those people are making a decision. I have $10. Do I give the kids lunch? Do I buy gas? Or do I pay another bill? Do I keep my phone on? Allocating scarce resources.
Keeping the phone on.
You have microeconomics, which is the little family unit, each one trying to meet their goals and their needs, but all have scarce resources. And then you have macroeconomics, which is the government trying to meet the needs of the hurricane. With all of that money, still want to borrow $150 million. Still want to apply a tax to the hurricane. Economics, the allocation of scarce resources to meet all the needs. They have pegged the cost of the hurricane at $500 million. They want to borrow $150 million.
Jesus.
Allocation
You call me?
of scarce resources. Understand the economy. Many of you made these choices tonight. Some of you had to put $5 for the gas in the car and $3 for your phone.
My Lord.
Allocation of scarce resources. Why? Because the economy is bad, or was bad. What did Hurricane Matthew do? What did Hurricane Matthew do? Hurricane Matthew did a number of things. First of all, the Bahamas had been in a depression for 2 years of negative growth. Banks were not lending. Only to A customers, not B and C. And while we talk about the markets, we always focus on the markets to see if there's a depression or a recession. The markets are only 30% of the economy. In any economy, the major part of an economy is consumer spending. 70% of a market is consumer spending. And this is measured, you often hear in the United States, they talk about housing stocks. And in the Bahamas, we used to talk about building permits. Because 70% of what consumers spend on are appliances. So if new houses are built, they're going to build appliances. So when they measure the economy and they say housing is down, they realize that 70% of the economy is down. And so what did we see happening here in the Bahamas? We heard the president of the Contractors Association say, the president of the Contractors Association say, we are 95% employed, the industry, since Hurricane Matthew. You try to get a plumber right now.
Oh, man.
You try to get a carpenter right now. You try to get. I understand if you had a chainsaw and you was in life and key, you can make $2,500 a day right now.
Amen.
That landscaping. I am told that landscapers, they used to get $60. A Haitian guy told a friend of mine, $60. I can't come to you $60. I am now making $200 a day.
Trying to get an insurance agent.
Okay. As we go on. So that's one segment of the economy. And then you have insurance companies, a lot of your premiums are paid out to reinsurers. That's sharing the risk. Well, nowadays those reinsurers are sending $400 million back into the economy, with which the guys are spending for you to get shingles and for you to build and for you to do all of these other things. there's still some other things that are happening. Central Bank has got into the deal. Central Bank says, remove the 15% down payment. Well, you go try and move it. And then they'll tell you got to go to name up a new bureaucracy. It's a good idea, but they got bureaucracy. Okay, 15%, remove it. And also your debt service ratio can be allowed to be 55%. This has come from Central Bank. All of this is and in addition to all the exigency orders that they have signed. Therefore, 180 days, you can bring in all kinds of stuff. You can do all that stuff. If your car's been damaged, you turn your car over to NEMA, go to Dwight, get a new car. The is turning around. The government's about to borrow on top of that another $150 million to build most of it for building, infrastructure, and all these other stuff. I say to you, construction is fully engaged. Adjusters, insurance adjusters. A friend of mine was an adjuster. For the last 5 years, he said, man, when you don't want hurricanes to come, I want them to come. I looked at him the other day, he said, man, we had to close our office down. It's before the hurricane. After the hurricane, I said, boy, I know you saw you close the office down. He said, no. They got so much business out there. Only 100 adjusters out there for thousands of claims. The guy called me and gave me 18 claims. He said, man, he's rich. But most of these adjusters come from England. Most of them come from England. And so what's happening, that is being kicked around. My good friend, President Palacios, told me he has shut down his construction company. I said, why? He said, engineers are making too much money now in the storm. As a result of the storm. The economy has turned around. One bank has already given $250,000 to the effort. $125,000 in NEMA, $125,000 to the Red Cross. And this same bank had an announcement in the papers. We want to help you. Come in and see us. Even if your current loan is now in arrears, come in and see us. The economy is turning around. While everybody is sitting down complaining and worrying about Matthew, and worrying about you ain't have no life, and worrying about all these things, the economy is turning around. One bank in a full page ad today. One bank in a full page ad. Listen to me. Don't listen to the has-beens. Don't listen to the lonelies of this world who are toughening down the hill. Listen to me. You can verify and justify everything I'm saying. You can ask those master borrowers if the deposits aren't coming in. Because loan officers aren't busy. You can ask them. The insurance people said to me on the day of the hurricane, make sure anybody who's claim, call them. We want to pay them fast. They said we want to pay these claims fast. The economy is turning around. It's easy to complain. It's easy to point fingers at government. I sat in the meeting last night where for an hour and a half, they all complained, this and that and that. I got up in the meeting and I said, at the risk of sounding unpopular, I would like to say, hey, do not forget this is the first time in 90 years. Do not forget NASA never used to be here. Don't forget it was 140 mile-an-hour winds. How could BEC be prepared? How? 140 mile-an-hour winds. So while you sit there and you complain, people are getting loans, people are getting cars. Man, I asked for one quote today. The fellow tell me I could get it really nice and really easy. I might be in a new car next week. Me! I have faith. I have faith in the economy. I have faith. So I'm saying to you today, it's easy to complain, point fingers. I am asking you, use your energies. It takes the same energy to think positive as to think negative. Yes, sir. Use your energies instead of complaining to think positive. You can be Matthew the publican, or you can be Matthew the disciple walking with the Lord. You decide which one you want to be. People without life for 2 weeks are still using cell phones. What? No light, and be still using cell phones. Look at the positives. All right? And each of you can provide your own mental leisure. We had a bad hurricane. The country is bad. Everywhere needs mopping up. But the country also needs a bunch of thinkers who want to think positive. Thinking starts the process of resurrecting the country. There was a fire that destroyed London. There was a fire that destroyed Chicago. But look at them now. And it is the thinkers in the room. Those who want to be positive. Those who want to be positive about this. Those who refuse to call Hurricane Matthew a Republican.
Whoa.
I asked my class. I asked my class of students. Go write your own speech. Go and write your own speech. I asked my class of young people last night that I teach. I asked them, how is the Prime Minister looking? Is he trying to get votes and all that? And you know what they all said to me? And these are people who cussed the Prime Minister previously. They said, I don't think any Prime Minister could have done it. He's doing everything that a Prime Minister is expected to do. And these are the same people complaining about no light. While those of us who are politicians trying to say, oh, Perry Lewis and all this, or Perry trying to politicize it, these young people said, no, he is doing what a Prime Minister is expected to do. If you want to understand how millennials are thinking, listen to the young people and stop listening to yourself. Especially if you're talking foolishness. Refuse the past. Look to the future without vision. Without vision. Without vision, people perish. And in addition to our vision, the people in the economy, the bankers, the government, everybody has provided stuff for you to jump off. Prior to Matthew, this wasn't being provided. You can think and think foolishly.
Wow.
But now you have all of these things being created, money coming into the country. You can sit down and you can be Matthew the publican, or you can be Matthew, our disciple, who walk. And so, I say to you today, I leave with you today, that there is a good side of Matthew. There's a good side of Hurricane Matthew. When you walk outside and you look outside, don't look at the devastation. Look at where it's going to go. When you look at your own situation, don't look at the devastation. Look at where it's going to go. Because don't be like the beggar who lay down and said, I need food. The guy gave him $1. And the guy said, well, turn me over and put it in my pocket. No, you got to get it. You got to walk. Matthew reports that when the man was lame, and Jesus said to him, rise, take up your bed and walk. Jesus didn't lift him up. He had to rise. I say to you, rise up out of complaints, rise up out of no life, rise up out of no water, rise up and jump on this economy and let's get moving. And do not be Matthew the publican, be Matthew the disciple.